Is it as poignant from us being further away for you to explode? Like, is it? Because, you know, when we were closer, it was, like, way more like you were right in everybody's face. Now that we're far away.
I don't know.
I didn't get to see it on there. See the playback.
It'll be okay. We're twins today.
We're twinning.
We're twinning it. I don't understand why people put us on mute, honey.
Go watch an old live stream. That'll tell you.
I don't know why you're going to do that. Why would you put us on mute? I mean, come on.
You used to blow out people's ears.
I didn't used to
Okay.
blow out people's ears.
Okay, speakers made dogs howl. I mean, what do you think? I would put you on mute too.
I don't know why. It's not like I used to go, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, YouTube is proud to bring to you the live stream champions of the world. I'm the Big Bear. She's the Mama Bear. And we are the Big Bear Homestead.
She is cussing you right now. Oh, I'm dying.
You even jumped.
Told y'all, trying to warn you.
It's just been one of those weeks around here. What's up, lost dude in the house? With his hypothesis.
California.
Had an interesting week this week.
Mm-hmm. So you're going back to college to learn?
Yep. Yeah. That was one of the excitement things that happened today.
No, I mean, it started Tuesday because you got going and you're starting to do well. And I guess today was just the final, when you finally finished a week, you had that sense of accomplishment. You didn't start till Tuesday, though, right? What are you looking at me like that for?
Sometimes. Homestead in the Highlands! Okay. This is what I want everybody to do. Whether you pray, well wishes, good thoughts, healing thoughts. You gotta send them to Homestead in the Highlands. Her horse, Willow is ill. Mm-hmm. And so we were just in her live stream. And she was talking about it. And
just everybody take a
quick second to say a little prayer for Willow, hope healing prayer. And
hey, kitty.
So y'all be doing that for them.
You gotta make sure they're good and strong because they gotta get across the pond.
Not just because she talks funny.
Funny? I love her accent.
Oh, I love her accents too, but because the Homestead in the Highlands, they're good people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, love her accent, absolutely.
And it's always hard, especially with a horse.
Ugh.
You know, the only thing that really trumps a horse, and it depends on who you talk to, is a dog.
Mm-hmm.
So some people it's a horse, then a dog. Other people it's a dog, then a horse.
Yep.
Or some people like us who have a dog that is a horse.
That stupid thing. He took my leg out. My leg out yesterday.
Okay, who's the stupid one?
Stupid one?
Dog or the human that gets in his way?
I didn't get in his way.
According
he just came
to who?
and took out my leg.
According to who? You or Apollo?
I was standing still.
According to who? You or
I was standing still, and he decided it was more important to take my leg out than go the opposite direction.
Okay.
Just saying.
Look, he's been around. We've had him since he was 2, right?
How long you had me? So what's more important, the
Relax.
filly or the dog?
Relax. Okay?
I'm just saying.
Relax. Mm-hmm. And you're not a filly.
You say?
No, you're not a filly.
Oh, what? How? Pray tell, what am I?
Ladessa calls it to you all the time. You've had 3 kids. You're a cow.
Oh my God. Oh, you are going to die.
But from the time that Apollo could walk, he's been here. Mm-hmm. And as soon as he got old enough to start running and not tripping every 30 seconds, what was the one thing that he done?
Took out my leg.
No.
Every time.
He busted his head on the side of this big honking building because he has no depth perception.
That doesn't matter. He's still taking my leg out.
Because he has no depth perception.
The worst part is he tries to do it when I'm going up the stairs. I've had to work on making sure that I hold on to... I have to hold on to the handle because he does. He will literally come right up alongside my leg and take my leg out, and I'll fall down the stairs. Kills me.
When Ladessa called you that the first time, I thought I was going to die.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. She said, "You're not a heifer, Mama. You're a cow."
Yeah. That's because you called her a heifer, right? Didn't you call her a heifer? Come here, you little heifer.
Yeah. I was like, "Come here, you little heifer." She was like, "Well, at least I'm a heifer. You're a cow." And I'm like, "Oh, okay." Yeah, he is tall. He's tall and he's huge. He's 140 pounds. He's massive. So anyway, all right. So what's happened today or this week?
This week.
Go ahead.
Well, first there was Monday. Nobody likes Monday.
My hubby is oblivious, but even he laughed and worried for your life when you called her a cow. No, I know he means it in love.
It was a joke.
I was just waiting for him to talk about the fact that I'm not a young filly, that I'm a mare because I'm old. That's what I was waiting for.
I'm not stupid.
Well, there you go. So anyway, what have we done this week?
We got a sponsor.
We got a sponsor.
We got a sponsor.
And so we got a sponsor. You're super excited about that. We found out about that on Tuesday, and we released that video. That everybody, yeah, so Baker Creek, and as you can see at the bottom, it scrolls along the bottom that, thank you, Baker Creek, appreciate that. Lost, dude. The only reason you're not timed out right now
is because that is funny.
Is because of the whoopee. That's all I'm saying. The whoopee has saved you this time. And you've inspired me. Because he's the one that told me to pinch you on the back of the arm. So between those two, he's okay. I thought he was going to say it. Sure. Sure he was. So anyway. So it's been an interesting week. You had started school on Tuesday, but at the same time, we also found out first thing in the morning about Baker Creek. So...
That is awesome.
Who is that?
Who do you think that is?
Is that TJ?
That's gotta be. Oh, that is awesome.
That is hilarious. Okay, so we got the spot. Okay, let's kind of pull this along a little. So, have you contacted a grading company for topsoil sponsor? Not yet.
Not yet.
Not yet, but that's something we can definitely look into. We have a couple of other ones.
That just made my week.
We have another one that is is coming soon. Rainbow Valley Ranch, I think that is the family that is sending Ladessa and Carol letters. I think that's right. Hey, new sub in any case. All right. So anyway, so they're really excited about that. That's another thing that we worked on this past week was trying to get Carol and Ladessa some friends that have the same mentality that we do. Because a lot of kids, you know, if our kids were to tell a public school kid that just lives in a apartment.
Well, here's the problem. We got a double whammy with the kids.
Yes, here we do.
We homeschool the kids, and our kids live on a working homestead. So, to our kids, stuff that is funny is farts.
Right.
From pigs.
Yep.
Cows. Chicken jokes are
Walking
funny.
around and seeing big piles of steaming dung. Like, these things are funny to us.
Chicken jokes are funny. Cow jokes are funny.
Right.
Things that they get excited about is when it's time to plant the garden. When it's
baby chicks, baby animals. Yeah.
You know, hey, it's time. We should start seeing some eggs.
Right.
The days are getting longer, Daddy.
Yeah.
To a public school
or a city kid,
they are absolutely terrified. Plus, homestead kids that are homeschooled, and I'm not trying to offend anybody, but are 9 times out of 10 smarter and tougher.
They're better educated. I mean, generally speaking,
their problem-solving skills are through the roof.
They have some skills that the public school just does not address at all.
Yeah.
So
they have stronger stomachs because it's nothing for them to get mad at their sibling and pick up cow poo and fling it.
Mud wrestling takes on a whole new thing when it's in a pig pit.
Yeah. I dare you to touch the electric fence.
Yeah. Common sense is much different.
Yeah.
She said they're better on true learning, not learning to pass a state test. That's exactly.
Yep.
Homestead kids work harder for the most part. Now, I'm not saying as a general rule, but there are some public school kids that you bring them out to the farm and they'll work just as hard.
Yeah.
It's only when they're presented with it that they'll rise to the occasion. Better behave because they work on the homestead that other kids would consider punishment. So homestead kids know punishment is worse. Okay, so that's one of the things that I wanted to address. One other thing that with the whammies that we're talking about is our area is not very good for young girls especially. And so they were given internet privileges to do YouTube and things like that. Well, they're at that age where Carol went onto YouTube and was watching a live stream, and it was for younger people, and she was watching it. Well, just like how we do here, she met some people that she started chatting with, but didn't bother telling us about it. And it's not like it was a bad thing. It's just it's not as controlled of an environment. And I'm not quite ready to let go of that controlled environment yet. So, in an effort to, and we sat down with her, and probably the most powerful, because you were out here dealing with some kind of issues, but the most powerful was my son, who works in the jail system, who said, "Sweetheart, right now, I have 2 gentlemen." He's like, "I understand that you think that these are, 13-year-old girls or whatever." He said, "But anybody can stand by." He's like, "Look at what I did with Mr. Deer. Anybody can create a profile."
Yeah.
He's like, "So you have to be really careful with that." And so, Mommy and Daddy, we're going to, they're going to work to make sure that we can figure out a way so that you'll still have interaction with kids your age, but people that you will mesh with that understand what you do every day. Because if you told a city kid, "Well, I had to walk out to the back pasture and I had to do this and I had to do that," the average person would be like, "Oh my gosh, that child's getting punished and worked to death and blah, blah, blah." But it's not like that at all. Yeah. So I started reaching out, and I was surprised at all of y'all. I threw it out there. Does anybody have kids between 10 and 12? And Jason come inside and he's like, "What was that post about?" I'm like, "I gotta find some friends for our daughters to interact with." And we already knew there were a couple that we we met at the Homestead of America conference. So I reached out to them privately because I thought that their kids were about that age. And I was so surprised at how many people responded. There are a lot of people that follow us who have children right in that 9 to 12, 13, 14 range. So if there's anybody in here who didn't get a chance to read that Facebook, because some people don't do Facebook, you can send us an email and let us know if you have a child that's between, like, ours are 10 and 12, or 11 and about to be 13. So, like, 10, 9, somewhere around in there, up to, like, 14, 15 is fine. So, just somewhere in that range, they definitely are. I know Ladessa is having us check the mail every day because I told her that there was one coming, and she's like, every day she's like, do we have any mail? Do we have any mail? Do we have any mail? I'm like, relax, it's coming. It'll be okay. So that's my, like, 5 seconds about internet safety and kids and all that. So that happened this week as well. What else happened?
I was completely left out of the loop on that one.
I know you were, but I handled it. It was good. It was good. It was good. It was good. Promise.
It was good.
We handled it just fine, because really Blaze was the one that was like, he was like, look, I'm going to tell you right now, I have 2 people in my jail right now that are in here for posing as a middle, 13, 14-year-old girl, and they're 40-year-old men. So, you cannot promise me you won't do that again. And I said, oh, we're going to make sure that doesn't happen again, because I turned YouTube off on her computer. Mm-hmm. So I immediately went and locked that down, like, immediately, made her delete everything. And, we explained all of that stuff. So, and that's one of them that reached out to us was Josh. Josh was like, my daughters are...
I don't know Josh.
My daughters are those ages.
I used to have a friend named Josh.
Did you?
Yeah.
You had a friend named Josh?
I had a friend named Josh. And,
hey, Mama Groves.
He died suddenly.
He died.
Yeah.
So
from Facebook posts about tree carvings.
Yeah. So what are you going to school for? Tell everybody.
Well, it's either, or right now it's underneath computer sciences. So I can either go web developer, or I can go cybersecurity. Mm-hmm. The voice inside of me that still wants to serve and still wants to protect.
Yeah, wants to go the cybersecurity route.
I wants to go the cybersecurity route. I may not be able to leap tall buildings in a single bound now. It may take me 2.
But you can hit the enter button.
But I can be a keyboard commando.
There you go.
And so we got that.
You need a t-shirt that says that. Keyboard commando.
And so I started school this week. Mm-hmm. And we had a conversation. We had a family meeting today. Mm-hmm. And because one of the things that came up in my class today.
Ah, yes. This is crazy.
Was the statistics on television and how in an American household, how many, like 50% of American households have more than one TV. No, it was like 75% of American households.
No. That have at least one was 99%.
Yeah.
And then when you jump up to, I think it was 3. More than 3, it was like 66% of all households. Right. But what it was dealing with was time management. The video you were watching was about time management. And it was saying that one of the biggest time suckers
is television.
Is the television.
And what really, like, kicked me in the area below the gut was one of the things is that if you ask a child between the age of of 6.
4 and 6.
4 and 6.
Mm-hmm.
Would they rather watch a TV show or spend time with their father?
Mm-hmm.
It was a very high percentage that said they would rather spend time watching TV than hanging out with their dad.
It was like I want to say 70-something%.
Average child in America watches 1,680 minutes of television.
A week.
A week.
A week.
A week. They have approximately 3.5 minutes of conversation. Meaningful conversation with their parents.
A week.
A week. That threw me for a loop. Now, make no mistake, we are nowhere in those statistics. Mm-mm. Yes, we own one TV.
One.
We
have one, and it's in the main living space. It's not in a bedroom. It's none of that.
We do watch TV.
Mm-hmm. Oh, the other one was dinner.
Yes.
Like 66% of all people eat dinner watching the television.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we do that occasionally.
Sometimes. Usually like on a Friday or Saturday night kind of thing. Mm-hmm.
But it bothered me enough that I took the power cord from the TV.
Yep.
We are doing an experiment.
For the week.
Till next Friday. And we are going to see how much our productivity level goes up, how much our family has conversations. We do eat dinner at the table for the most part. Mm-hmm. But I think my hypothesis is that especially tomorrow night and Sunday night, we're going to see the girls migrate into the kitchen to help mommy make it don't come back on until February dinner. Mm-hmm. I think we're not going to get as much fighting or arguing about which game we're going to play
or what TV show we're going to watch.
Yeah. I think we're going to see a lot of things change. And if it does good this week and we all have fun and nobody dies, we're probably going to do it another week.
We'll see how long before we start killing each other.
And if it makes it a month, then more than likely we are going...
Don't you say it. No, we won't. No, we won't.
We're going to get rid of Netflix.
No.
And Roku.
Mm-mm. Nope.
Why not?
How are you going to watch Walking Dead?
I can catch it on a rerun.
How are you going to watch it?
How are you going to watch it? I buy it in Walmart.
How are you going to play it?
Off the computer.
Oh. No. Hey, I like Netflix.
We like Netflix too, but sometimes it's a void. It's a black hole.
Yeah, you can get no different than YouTube. You can get sucked into, and that was one of the things we had to explain to them. You can't even no YouTube, no nothing.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Because my family, we are tight, but we used to be tighter. And
so that's the only reason we're not canceling it right now is because we're grandfathered
in. And I miss it.
Mm-hmm. Well, and we try, because we've tried to schedule like a game night, and I think Jason taking these classes is making it pretty clear that the only way, with as busy as our lifestyle is, I feel like we're going to even have to we're even going to have to schedule TV time. Like, it would be better if we just schedule it and say, okay, we're only going to watch this, you know, we're only going to do that. You know, that's probably what will have to happen. Yeah. So I was just reading comments.
Oh, okay. And so that's definitely something to watch. Well, here pretty soon, I mean, it's really not going to make a difference because here pretty soon we're going to be running wide open, planting things.
Right. And that's one thing we do run into. During the summer, we probably could turn it all off. But because literally in the summer, the sun doesn't go down until 9 o'clock. So by like 9:30, 10, you're ready to just fall into bed. You know, you may watch 30 minutes of something just to kind of unwind, and that's typically about it. Yeah. You know? I mean, I'm not saying there's not anything educational or anything that's useful, because there is.
They got a lot. Netflix does have some good documentaries on there. You know, but the only thing that I don't like, it's very hard to control what the girls watch.
It is. It's very without. I mean, you can do parental controls and things like that, but it you know, other than that, I think it's fine. I mean, we just have to monitor it. I have the controls to be able to change stuff. I just had to realize that it had to be controlled. That was the thing. Like, you just had to. Yeah. So it's hard to schedule family time with this lifestyle when dinner time ranges anywhere between 7 and 10. That's true. I mean, that's something we run into, especially, you know, once we get a bull on property. I mean, I would say this time next year, or maybe a little bit past it, we will probably have some really crazy times, because it'll be milk in the morning, milk in the night. You know, we're gonna have to play around with what time. You know, play around with what time we eat dinner, and so yeah, we've definitely been there, Rainbow Ranch, where we've had, you know, we haven't eaten dinner till 9 o'clock at night. I mean, it happens.
Well, the last time Daisy was in milk, I remember us having to leave birthday parties to come milk, and people were looking at you like, "Why are you gotta go? I gotta go milk a cow. I gotta go milk the cow. She has to be milked."
Sorry.
What? You can't just save it for in the morning? No, she could get sick.
Yep.
You know, and so that's one of the things about it. You have, as a homesteader, you have normal responsibilities that people just don't understand. What's the matter?
I was just looking at why. I don't know why that was deleted.
Who deleted it?
Teresa. I don't know. It's fine. Okay. Anyway.
So it's one of those things that.
Yeah. So, okay, so basically, yeah, I mean, like PG Nano Farm was saying, dinner and the time after is our time, but then things that get, you know, interfere.
And Gamer Granny is exactly right. They'll never get it unless they're slapped in the face with experiencing it. That is so, I mean, that is the nail on the head. Yeah. That is.
That is exactly true. Yeah. So, anyway.
And so, do you want to share what happened to you this week?
So...
Or do you just want to say you need prayers?
So, I'm having a little bit of a rough identity kind of issue with work. And that's about all I'm going to say about it.
You just totally freaked me out right there.
Yeah, I don't know how many of y'all know, but I've done customer service for a long time, and I've been doing sales, and I'm really good at the sales part of it, so I'm having to kind of decide, because I've been doing both, and so it's been a little difficult to try and balance both of them. So now I have to decide if I want to just kind of stay in the customer service end of it, or if I want to like totally just jump into the sales side of it. So if y'all would pray for wisdom and guidance over the weekend, I'd appreciate that, because it's been it's been weighing on me a lot on, you know, how I'm supposed to move forward. But, well, customer service sucks. Not in my in what I do, it's not really that bad. Our part of customer service is like fielding orders, and then showing granite to people to help them pick out countertops. And I actually like doing that. I like somebody telling me, because I can use some of my background in psychology, but believe it or not, to help minimize how long it takes somebody to pick stuff out. Because if I look at what they're trying to pick and I realize what kind of stuff they're trying to do, then it makes it very easy for me to guide them in the right direction of what they're looking for. What have you got there? What did you do? What is that?
That's a confirmation.
Oh!
It's on the way.
It's official.
It's official.
That's awesome.
So we can talk about it if you want to.
I would say do what you love to do. They really mix, so you need to decide. It also depends on what sales you're talking. 20 years in grocery services and management. I like the retail part of it. So basically what it boils down to is I've forged relationships with a lot of people in the local area and have built up the business locally. And so now they kind of want me to venture out a little bit further out. So that's what I have to decide.
That's funny. Homestead and Highland said, I used to like people, then I worked in customer service.
I mean, you do get a chance to see the good side and the bad side of people. I mean, I will tell you, one of the craziest things I ever had happen, it was a great thing. We had a gentleman come in who had just basically been told he had like 3 months to live. Mm-hmm. And he wanted to make sure that his wife and kids had all of the kitchen done and all of the bathrooms. Like, he came in and they basically just they picked out everything. And I thought that was just amazing that here's this guy facing death and all he can think about is making sure that his wife's going to be happy with a granite countertop of all things. And that was pretty, like, heart-wrenching. Like, you don't, I mean, it's pretty hard. So you had that. But then I also have the lady that back when we were going through all the OSHA, because OSHA comes in occasionally and tells you what you need to do, what you don't need to do, compliance, this, that, and the other. Well, we're a working warehouse, and so we have cranes that pull slabs that are 1,000 pounds a piece right overhead. And so they wanted us to, they put in this really loud beepy noise thing that is ridiculous. But then the other thing is they wanted to have us require all of our customers to wear hard hats in the warehouse. Well, that didn't go over well at all. So we asked the insurance company, what do we need to do? They just need to sign a waiver, blah, blah, blah. Well, before we had that, the reason why we asked the insurance company, so we told a lady one time she needed to put on a hard hat. And she proceeded to cuss us up one way, down the other, took the hat, threw it across the showroom. Yes, I swear to you. I was on my lunch break, and it was one of my customers that I had dealt with before. But what happened is the first time she had come in, we didn't have this policy in place. So the second time when it came in and she's dealing with another person, she's thinking that somebody is picking on her and making her put this hat on. And so I came back from lunch and I saw her name on the board and I was like, who's out there with her? Reese. Oh, wait, let me tell you what happened. And they told me and I was like, I need to go save her because I bet she is ready to put somebody through the wall. Like, I just knew she was frustrated at that point. And so I walked up to her and she was a totally different person with me. And so afterwards, like about a month later, she came back in to pick out another piece and apologized to my coworker and was like, I'm really sorry, that was uncalled for, blah 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 blah. But it was like, so I've seen the full spectrum of somebody being completely selfish and selfless, and somebody being completely selfish. And you'll have people that, you know, they'll surprise you. One minute they'll be just mean and nasty and judgmental as can be, and then you've got the other person that's, you know, begging you for your opinion, and like, you know, I really value your opinion. I want to know what you think. So Gamer Granny says, my worst customer ended up asking me to marry him.
What did you say?
Wow, what did you do? So anyway, so that's another thing that we've got going on right now. What else? Well, we got another. Go ahead. I want to do a video. Really want to do a video about it.
Okay.
Let's just say we've got more good news in the works. We'll probably make a video tomorrow and release it. Holy cow. One of my worst customers got an O2 tank beside the head, and one got a metal clipboard, knocked him plumb out. Wow. I think you'll figure it out talking about it, because you brighten up through some of it. Yeah. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. What?
Nothing.
So what else? We still got to put together our list.
Do you sell soapstone at your work?
We do, but it's not the greatest quality. You know, soapstone can get oil stains pretty easily.
Can you wash with soapstone?
No. But soapstone you can actually...
Phoebe said, hey. Hey, Phoebe!
You can
Boston
sand it
Mountain
down.
Homestead. How you doing?
You know, soapstone is basically what they use for
to make soap molds?
The tables, when they do like lab tables.
Up. Why is it called soapstone? Soapstone, if it doesn't do anything... It is
super soft. You're right, Teresa.
Well, if it doesn't do anything soapy, why is it called soapstone?
I don't know. Because it has talc in it. I don't know. We had a woman ask my friend if the train approaching was stopping. He said, no, it's fast train. She thanked him and jumped in front. Oh my God.
Yeah, you should probably pre-read stuff before you start reading it out loud.
Oh my God.
And now you're going to laugh about it.
Oh, that's horrible.
But you're laughing.
Oh my gosh. Let's see. I love soapstone. It's my dream to have these in my kitchen. I like them oiled. They're just not very strong. They scratch very easily. I mean, now the nice thing though is you can take sandpaper to them and kind of
let the pit bull out. He won't be unbothered for long.
Suss it out.
If it's just one coyote, that pit bull will take care of it.
It says coyotes just laying in the yard unbothered. I'd shoot them. Slate is good but not strong. Absolutely. Because of railway work, I have a pretty dark sense of humor.
Too? Yeah, that pit bull will still be able to hold his own.
Soapstone is what I use for marking steel. There you go.
Oh, it's the chalk stuff.
It's it's made of talc. So yeah. I have to go find a job Monday, back to work after 20 years. Woo! Yikes. Yeah, we have a million different types of material. We have marbles and it's really funny to, you start educating people about the different types of rocks. And that's the other thing is I really like to teach. So when you have somebody come in and they want a certain material and you try to find out why they want it and you really shouldn't have it in your kitchen, that's interesting too, to try and, teach somebody what's, make sure that they're going to be okay with the material being what it is. So
at 2 coyotes, they're both still kind of timid, so that pit bull will be able to run them off.
We inherited bright red for Micah. Oh, when we moved here, we need to talk. You're in Colorado, though. Well, we have a location on the West Coast. The thing, though, is, and this is something I have found that's very interesting, Just like how clothing has different styles in different
That's sad.
regions, that does stink.
That's stinky.
Wow.
Yeah. Sorry to hear that.
Sorry about that, Mary Beth. But with the Formica, and then going into, I was talking about the different styles. With countertops, it's the same way. So down in on the West Coast, we have a location in Anaheim and one in North Hollywood. But they do all 2 centimeter stuff. It's interesting. It really is interesting. They do 2 centimeter stuff. But over here on the East Coast, everybody does 3 centimeter. So you're talking 3/4 inch to 1 1/4 inch. And so it's interesting to see like the differences. So on the Colorado side, I'm interested to know if the style is more 2 centimeter or if it's more 3 centimeter.
Bats.
Bats.
We like bats.
Yeah, he's falling asleep. He doesn't like to hear me talk about rock. So I think it's awesome. But you want me to send you a picture? It'll wake you up. Yeah, that red Formica, I bet it would wake everybody up. So, but they do have, like, in the...
What's up, Debbie Jackson? How's it going?
In the, they're getting rid of all the old workers. That, that ageism stuff stinks. I could talk countertops for hours. Well, Nature's Basics, if you ever want to do that, just give me a call. I will talk countertops with you. Any of you. It is very interesting. All the different rocks and the way that they're formed and the things that you can do with them and can't do with them. The difference between marble and quartzites and things like that. There's some pretty interesting stuff that, like, our whole warehouse is just one big science class, in my opinion. I think it's neat. But not most people are very interested in that kind of thing.
It's a rock.
Well, but like what we were talking about, because we did a really cool thing with the girls. Marbles will do what you call etching from acid. Any kind of acid thing. But with a quartzites will not etch, and neither will
See, that kind of rock
granites.
Is not interesting to me.
Uh-oh, here we go.
These kind of rocks are.
But they're not, yeah, well. Just say it's a geology lab. There you go. That's where I work. I work at a geology lab.
Now. Was it out on this one?
No. Now, really cool thing, he's looking at stone that has fossils in it. So, we have limestone. Limestone definitely has, like, shells and things like that. So that's, I don't know if you can see that. Are those the rocks that roll around in your head? They're a little big for that. Not that much room in there. But we have limestone that has like shells and fossils and stuff inside it. That's pretty neat.
Native American pottery.
Yeah, very cool. But like with the marble, I brought home a sample of a marble and of a quartzite and of a granite, and we put ketchup on it. We put lemon juice, vinegar, and all kinds of stuff on it just to test them to see what would happen. Well, the marble almost immediately would etch, which means like the surface would get kind of patinaed. It's hard to see all that, honey, with the light directly down on top of it.
Right there by my finger is a fossil.
Yeah. So, hello, food forest permaculture. So it's just kind of neat. Those are arrowheads, aren't they?
Flint.
Oh, flint. Yeah.
But it's a flint arrowhead.
Yeah. Very cool. Now, see, that's cool. Look at this. Native America point found in the Flint River. The red color is an acquired patina from the chemicals in the soil and the water. That's really cool.
Here's some more pottery pieces from Native American stuff. Found.
No, we did not find this on our property. Somebody sent this to us.
This was from we went to a Georgia's Trappers Association convention, and one of the guys there was a retired school teacher. Found out we homeschooled, absolutely fell in love with the girls, and they were talking all kinds of stuff, and he said, I'm going to send you some stuff.
Yep.
And he sure enough did. Now, these are used to make arrowheads, knives, and scrapers.
Flint and chert from the Flint River. Native Americans used to make tools, arrowheads, knives, scrapers, etc.
We need a new overhead light. We're going to start a
GoFundMe page.
GoFundMe page for a new light fixture, so that way we can share this stuff.
Yeah. So.
Without the glare.
So anyway,
But these all were found in Georgia.
Well, Flint River, yeah.
See, that's cool rock.
Yeah.
Just like I want to go, whenever we can afford to go, is to go up to the mountains and do that panning. Where you can pan and...
Up in Helen.
Is it Helen?
Mm-hmm.
Well, we went
We
went to that science museum, and that it was right on the outskirts of Atlanta. What was the name of that science
I
museum?
have no idea. I don't remember. It was a weird.
They had the coolest off-grid house.
Yeah, it was a trailer
There.
looking thing.
Yeah,
Really
and
cool.
so that was crazy cool.
Mm-hmm.
But this one really stinks that you can't see it all because of that stupid light. But this one is loaded with fossils.
It's got shells and stuff in it.
Yeah, see?
Yeah. Anyway. But so that's kind of cool.
But that little science place was crazy cool. They got to do a little archaeological dig.
Yeah, they put stuff in the ground and then they give them
A lot of shark's teeth and,
yeah.
and stuff like that.
Yeah, they give them brushes to be able to, like, you know, dust stuff away, and they have like little things on the wall for you to dust, and they also had panning there.
Panning, yeah.
Mm-hmm. They did panning there.
And so that was very, very cool.
Mm-hmm.
And but we definitely want to go to the panning thing. It's like what, $20 or $30 a 5-gallon bucket full.
I have no idea. I just know you can go up in Dahlonega and do that. And I feel like we have a subscriber or follower that's from Dahlonega.
Up around that, yeah.
Yeah, Dahlonega Gold Mine Tour has panning. That's what I think he's talking about.
Yeah.
You can do it in Helen, but I think Dahlonega is the big one. So, man, I am exhausted. We have had such a productive day today.
Today we were very productive. Today Robyn took a personal day from work.
I don't know why you put it in air quotes. That's exactly what it was. It was personal day. I mean, I made it very clear that that's what it was going to be. I didn't call in sick. I made it pretty clear I needed the day off. So, took the day off to kind of relax and reassess where we were going, right?
Make some people open up their eyes.
Yeah. So.
But anyway, we were very productive today.
Yeah. I got up like normal, didn't sleep in or anything like that. Got up, took my bath, made a few phone calls, farmed a few emails, and then we came out here and I worked on my resume and a bunch of other cool stuff just to update everything, cover letters.
Yep.
And then we started working on stuff for the channel and for
The gardening project.
Yeah, trying to get stuff together.
We probably got more done today with Robyn being home and us being productive because I got all my schoolwork done for the week. And that's one of the things that I like about an online class. I can do as much in one day as I want to and not do anything the next day. The only thing I have to do is I have to show that I did something on 3 different days by participating in like 8 different discussions.
Which, I mean, if you think about like regular college, is kind of the same thing. You have either a 3-day class or you have a 2-day longer period class. So it's very similar.
Excuse me. And so we were just crazy productive today.
Yeah, I sat out here and worked on it. It's kind of funny because normally we distract each other, but I was like, you stay over there, do your schoolwork. I'm going to stay right here and I'm going to work on my resume and my cover letter. Okay. And we did. Like, he worked on his stuff. I worked on mine. Kids did everything they were supposed to do. And, I mean, just all the way around, it was super productive. I'm waiting for Blaze. Blaze should be coming out here to say goodbye.
If somebody woke him up.
Uh-oh.
You might want to go check on that.
I'm going to go do that real quick.
Yeah. Is Miss Daisy still in cow jail? No, she's out and staying. We got to get some more round bales of hay out here. But she's staying for the time being. Now, we probably got about 28 days before we have to put up with this mess again. And we'll see what will happen. What did we do? We just got we have a lot of projects on the table this year for our channel, for our homestead. We have a lot of trips that we're going to be doing this year. We're going to be in Arkansas, we're going to be in Missouri, and we're going to be back in Virginia. We're going to be at the Roots and Refuge VW Family Farm meetup in Arkansas. We are doing workshops for the Homesteading Life Conference. That one's put on by Doug and Stacy. You just got to go to www.homesteadinglife.com. I encourage everybody to go there if you can afford to make it. There are some good speakers and presenters at Doug and Stacy's conference this year that are definitely worth the ticket price. In fact, the ticket price is probably too cheap.
Yeah.
And then if you click on the workshop page, then you get to see me.
We got about 5 minutes before somebody draws blood on somebody else about what we're playing for game night. Just saying.
Okay. Yep.
Yep. Love you.
What do you got on your head?
A hat.
Why?
Because my hair is atrocious.
He needs to cut his hair.
Are you allowed to wear that?
I am.
Okay. Why are you touching me?
Because I love you, Father.
Yeah. Okay, that's nice.
I love it. I'll come around. Uno is always fun, but we play Uno all the time.
Play Snap.
They're in there trying to figure out. Be careful.
Head on a swivel, boy.
They're in there trying to figure out if there's a way for us to play checkers ×2 because we have 2 checkerboards. But then Ladessa's like, no, we want to play Life, and
I don't want to play.
Daddy doesn't want to play Life because it takes too long.
I don't play Life.
Aw, because I love you, Father. Yep. Dice are crazy rummy. Our family game night was usually canasta or pennies from heaven.
Mm-hmm.
All kinds of fun stuff. I have Jenga. Did y'all see our picture of Jenga? I didn't put up the video, but we did Jenga. Was it last Friday or Friday before? 2 Fridays ago.
2 Fridays ago. No.
And we got it up to the point where it was like, I mean, it was super
huge.
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 Apples to apples. We've done that one. We've done headbands, which is really fun.
Headbands, I hate that game.
I know. So anyway, I'm just letting you know because I think they're going to start scratching each other's eyeballs out.
They better be scratching dinner together first.
It's almost ready. It's in the oven, in the little roaster oven thing.
Okay. So. Let's see. All right, so this is, you guys, this is also a Q&A session. So if you guys have any questions that you want to ask us, now's the time. Mm-hmm. Don't really know what we're going to be talking about tomorrow night. For a little bit. We'll see where it goes from there. But,
who has the stinkiest farts?
Apollo.
It is horrible. It'll gag a maggot. Yeah. It's bad. Yeah. Super bad.
Yeah. But I'm looking forward to the Homesteading Life Conference because it's in Missouri. Mm-hmm. It's in Mark Twain's hometown. Also, it's really close to Laura Ingalls' homestead, and then
I think it's on the way.
Plus, we're also going to go visit Baker Creek.
Yeah.
When should I trap catfish? Why would you want to trap a catfish? Just catch
crayfish.
Oh, crayfish. Crayfish. We set up our crayfish traps in the spring. Mm-hmm. Right now, with the temperatures,
still too cold.
They're not coming out.
Mm-hmm. Kitty said, I play board games every day with the kids, at least one. Checkers or Candyland, dominoes, whatever they choose. Yeah.
Do heating
pads help growing pepper seeds inside?
Yes. Most definitely. A lot of people will tell you to heat from the bottom up. I just like to keep the room itself warm. But if you're having a hard time keeping that room warm, you definitely want to use a bottom heating pad to help keep the soil warm. Mm-hmm. I also water from the bottom. Mm-hmm.
Are you folks ever going to get into fiber producing and sales? Probably not.
No. Probably not.
I would love to have more sheep, but the amount of money that it takes to have them sheared and all of that stuff is just... Unless I get a really good deal on some sheep and I can convince one of several people that I know that spin and card and all that stuff, if I could just pay them with half of the yarn, that would probably be the only way we would end up doing it.
Yeah. So if you know anybody that's dying to work with merino wool, send them our way because we're going to have to shear our sheep pretty soon.
Pretty soon, yeah.
And I've got all kinds of bags for trappers. So I'm looking for raw
fibers for my fiber sculptures.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
We can talk.
Yeah, I've got some.
We got rid of a raccoon, but now our attic is being overrun by squirrels. Some in places we cannot get to. They're loud. And
now we are broke.
Okay. Squirrels. You can reach out to us, and I can get you a halfway decent price on some 110 conibears. The holes that you're going to be looking for is about the size of a baseball. You hang those 110 conibears up, you'll catch them leaving or coming. It is a kill trap. So be prepared to have a dead squirrel hanging from the side of your house.
Yeah.
And then the only other thing is... tomahawk live traps. They are expensive, but they are worth their penny. I've had some of the same cage traps now for 13, 14 years. As long as we've been around,
yeah. At least 13 years. Louisiana has 231-day growing season. Starting seeds inside next weekend. When do y'all start? We already have.
Did. Yeah. Would you guys want some hot pepper seeds from the island of Guam? Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Last night I laughed so hard. My oldest went to get in my freezer and she stepped on a possum. Oh no.
We have 2 crayfish seasons in Louisiana. One
right now
and one later in the year. Yeah.
Well, y'all are hot there. Yeah, in the Gulf. Yeah. Gulf. In the Gulf.
Down there in Louisiana. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Down there in the bio. Yeah. I don't know why when Tommy Alderman sang that song on his live stream a couple Thursdays ago. Mio Mio. Why do when I try to sing it with that accent, I always sound Chinese.
You do.
Yeah.
Pretty funny.
Gonna have a bigger fun on the bayou. Son of a gun, gonna have a bigger fun. So, but yeah, squirrels can be aggravating. Squirrels are more dangerous than the raccoon. A squirrel is part of the rodent family. He is a mammal, but he's part of the rodent family. And the whole word rodent, it has a Latin root to it, and it means to gnaw.
Redemption. So,
rodents, squirrels, mice, rats, beavers, nutria, their front 4 teeth are always growing. So they have to be chewing constantly all day, every day. And they will chew on anything hard to keep those teeth broke down. So in your attic, what's in our attic? The stuff that's hard. Well, you have, of course, you have your joists, your 2x4 joist, or your 2x8, 2x6 joist, depending on your house. You also have, depending on things up there, if you've got a furnace up there, you know, if it's natural gas or propane, they'll chew on that piping and they will get a hole in it. Electrical wires. 98% of fires that are labeled unknown are eventually discovered that it was caused by some type of a rodent chewing on a wire.
Yeah. Okay, started my mixed green seeds today and put in a spare room in the house. Should I use a grow light? If it doesn't have natural lighting and then the problem with putting them, like if you put them close to a window, they'll naturally grow at an angle towards the light.
I would definitely always use a grow light, and we do have that Am I Using the Right Light video. Go check that one out. There is an extremely affordable version of the light. It's also on our Amazon store, so if you like to shop with Amazon, please grab our link in our Amazon store. It's underneath the gardening section. Yep. Those lights work tremendous. The problem without using a grow light is, like, for example, we tried to do that hugelkultur thing experiment with the girls in that aquarium. Well,
there was a window
right there. Every single one of those seedlings that germinated went leggy.
And they went right towards the window. Okay, go ahead.
So it's definitely better to go ahead and use a grow light so you can control the height of the light to be able to prevent them from going leggy.
Okay. Will rat traps help with squirrels?
Depends on the rat traps. If you use the old Victor wooden rat traps, no, because it'll pop them. If it's a young squirrel, it may kill him. If not, then he's going to be walking around with it or dangling around his neck like a Mr. T starter kit, and you'll end up trapping him in your attic, where eventually he will starve and die. Or he'll fight and wrestle with it until he can get out of it. Right. The T-Rex traps, it might, but you would have to use the big rat traps, and you would have to secure it to something.
Do you use a certain curriculum for homeschool? We have a couple. Yes. We have different curriculums for different subjects. So we use Saxon homeschool math for math. For science, we use Apologia. And then for the English, we use Rod and Staff. And then for history, we use Story of the World. And then, what else do we have?
We also use Rod and Staff for reading, spelling, handwriting.
All of that.
I can't speak highly enough about the Rod and Staff curriculum for English. Not too fond of their math curriculum or their science curriculum. But I absolutely love their English curriculum. It did wonders for Blaze.
Oh, yeah. His English skills are amazing.
Yeah.
Let's see. Never saw an update of those in the fish tank. Well, that's why. Because they went leggy and did not. There was nothing we could do with them. So that's why we never did an update.
Yeah, that's why.
Yeah.
It would have been like a 30-second video. We failed.
This sucks.
You know.
But, yeah. So anyway, everybody's talking about squirrel brains. That's pretty gross.
No, squirrel brains with eggs.
Oh, you're going to make me throw up.
Is really good.
Like, for real, I'm like fighting back a gag. That's disgusting.
What? You just mix them all together. A little salt, a little pepper, a little hot sauce. Always got to have some hot sauce.
Squirrel. Squirrel meat is fantastic. I think I'm gonna throw up, like, for real. Oh, the idea of thinking about eating brains just makes me want to puke. Anyway, we eat squirrel stew.
We love some squirrel stew.
And squirrel stew, yes. Where is the peppermint? You don't have any. Oh. We don't have anything with peppermint, do we?
Bergamot.
Okay. Anyway. Oh, stop talking about haggis! Oh. Rocky Mountain oysters.
You know what that is, right? Mm-hmm. It's goat balls.
No, that's rose. Oh, Rocky Mountain oysters. Yes, I do. I use a live trap baited with peanut butter for squirrels in my attic.
Oh, put the peanut butter away.
And
save the peanut. Attic? Yes, save the peanut butter for the rats and the mice.
I hate when they look at you out of the pot.
They look. I mean, I'm not saying you won't be successful. It will work, but
take longer.
It just takes a little bit longer. And take that trap out of the attic.
Put it outside.
Put it outside. And here's why. I've been doing nuisance wildlife work for a long, long time.
Oh, God.
Okay?
This chair's gonna...
You'll have a higher... The whole reason why squirrels are getting into your house to begin with is that because you had a population boom. Okay? Mm-hmm. So now they don't have anywhere natural to roost. Mm-hmm. And here's the thing. It's a girl. The one that's in your house is a female. And she's making a nest. She's about to pop out babies. And then come about April, May, you may start be hearing a little noise.
Oh, God. And
then come June, July, they're going to drive you absolutely crazy. Mm-hmm. And the reason being is because she had babies up there. Now, those babies come June, July are in that teenage, what I call a teenage stage. Yeah. They're playing tag. They're running. They're jumping. They'll venture out a little bit onto the roof, and then they scurry back in.
They make all kinds of racket. It's the loudest. Like, you would think that there's like a cougar up there, but it's like these little bitty squirrels. Right.
And so,
yeah.
Okay, hold on. Mine fight every night in the attic. They're not
squirrels.
Well, they could be flying squirrels. But a gray squirrel turns into a statue at night. As soon as the sun goes down, she curls up and goes to bed. She don't move. Unless something's up there making her move. And if you got something up there making her move in the middle of the night, you got a bigger problem than squirrels. Yeah. Now, flying squirrels are nocturnal. Flying squirrels will drive you crazy in the middle of the night.
Now, the good news about that, though, is, well, message us on Hotmail.
You got to let me finish? With the gray squirrel, your numbers will be small. Okay? You may get 1 or 2 females in there. And what happens is with the gray squirrel, boom, she has a daughter. That daughter, the first time she gets pregnant, about to have her first set of babies, she can come back to this nesting spot with her mama and have her first set. So, and to be honest, you could get 3 or 4 generations in there at one time. Now, with flying squirrels, they are a colony animal. So, if you see one flying squirrel, better bets are that you will have anywhere from 10 to the hundreds of flying squirrels in your attic.
Yep.
And they will drive you crazy. I have caught in a 2-week period 500 flying squirrels out of one attic, out of a ranch style house. They have filled up excluder traps. They filled up 2 at a time in rat traps.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, we had a non-target kick because we thought we were dealing with something different. We thought we were dealing with rats. And
the reason why she's saying that.
Stop. Just let it go. Just let it go for right now. It was a non-target catch. We're just going to go there. Okay?
Flying squirrels are protected in the state of Georgia. You're not allowed to use snap traps.
So it's a non-target catch.
Legally.
But all that, suffice that to say, we know that a rat trap will catch them.
How do you keep them out before they get in? You have to perform what is called exclusion work. If you, like I tell everybody, if you don't have a critter in your house right now, now is the time to do some preventative maintenance.
Right now, definitely.
To do the preventative exclusion. And exclude for bats. If you exclude your house for bats, gray squirrels and flying squirrels cannot get in.
Nope.
Now, an exclusion will not stop a mama raccoon from getting in.
No, she'll just...
Okay, because she'll rip shingles and then she'll find a corner in that OSB and she'll tear it up until she can get in.
Yep.
If she really wants to get in. The exclusion for bats will prevent any roof rats from getting in. It will prevent any gray squirrels or flying squirrels from getting in, and of course birds.
Right.
So that's why I tell everybody, if you don't have anything in there, let me do a preventative bat exclusion on your house.
Right.
Because
in the wintertime,
it stops pretty much all of them from getting in. Now, you noticed how I said roof rats. I didn't say anything about mice.
No.
Here's the thing about mice. You brought them there. Plain and simple. Mouse lives in an area of 10 by 30 feet. He will not leave that 10 by 30 feet. It would be like suburban hillbilly packing up and going to Afghanistan. It's just not going to happen. And so the only way a mouse leaves that area is if he's forced. Whether you
pick him up,
you know, or you got a new appliance and he come riding in on the back of that appliance. Or the most notorious way that folks get mice in their attic and then in their house. It's not field mice. They're the little gray mice. Okay, a field mouse is brown and has a pretty long tail.
That's the ones that we deal with.
That's the ones that we deal with predominantly here. A gray mouse is your house mouse. That's the one that won't leave an area of 10 by 30 feet. How you got him in your house is either when you bought the house or you redid your attic with spray with the blown insulation. Yeah. That's how you got him. Blown insulation is notorious for housing gray mice. And like I tell everybody, you know, 10 years ago, 5 years ago, the previous owners of your house got new insulation put in. And so the insulation guy backed it up to the warehouse, threw the suction tube into the big pile of insulation, sucked up the amount of insulation he needed for the footage of your attic, crawled up in your attic, and just started going like this to spray it out there. And all of a sudden, thump, thump, you had boy mouse and girl mouse laying pretty close together. Next thing you know, they're having candlelight dinners, listening to Barry White, Brown Chicken, Brown Cow. You got
More.
baby mice.
Now you got more mice.
A female mouse can get pregnant again 24 hours after she has delivered. Mm-hmm. Now, a normal size ranch style home for a gray mouse population to get overpopulated and start to make the mice travel down the walls and get into your kitchen or get into your living space when you notice them can take anywhere from 5 to 25 years. So, unless you've been in your house like 50 years, you know, you could have a mouse infestation. One of the things to do that you can do, now look, I know none of us like the poison word, but there are new mouse bait poisons out there that you can throw in your attic that do not decompose, so you do not have to worry about them sinking down into your breathing space. The mouse will find it if you get it in that 10 by 30 foot area. And he'll chew on it. Now, this new type of poison dehydrates the mouse. And it doesn't stop dehydrating. It literally
turns them into dust.
Turns them basically into dust.
Yeah.
And so there's no odor. And so that is a way to keep it to where you never have mice coming down from the attic. You start seeing gray mice, the first place you need to go is to your attic. And you start looking at your blown insulation. If you see holes,
little holes
in your blown insulation, that's about like this. You've got mice.
Yep.
What is it called? The cheapest brand I found of it that has that in there is Top Cat. You can buy it at the Home Depot or Lowe's or Black Cat.
Black Cat, something like that. So, Suburban said she contacted Wildlife Removal Company, and just to remove a possum that was sick, they wanted a fortune. A lot of times, that's because they just didn't want to do it. Yep. I mean, really, from our experience, that's what it was.
Define what was a fortune. What did they quote you?
One of my cats kept bringing baby rabbits in alive and letting them loose in the bedroom. Oh, my gosh.
She was bringing you a gift.
Uh-huh. My darn cat liked to drag in friggin' snakes. I'm terrified of snakes. Oh, wow. Yikes. That's crazy. At least the cat recaught it later and killed it. Oh, it's horrible.
The little dragonfly, that's what we do. Because the only thing that's going to go up there to eat it is going to be the mice. And we'll get 10, 15 packets, and we toss it around.
Toss it up there.
Toss it up around the attic, and it's good to go.
Because it attacks the part that stinks is their intestines. And so what happens is that it just basically takes care of that first so that it doesn't smell. So, anyway.
Okay.
All right. Well,
we've been on an hour and a half. It seems like these things, they just get faster and faster.
Yeah.
I cannot believe we've been on that long.
Yep.
I mean, it was like when Roots and Refuge was here. We turned around, it seemed like 5 minutes, and we were on there 2 hours. Yeah. Yeah. So, all right, guys. Well, we're gonna go eat dinner. And play a.
I knew it. You always do that.
Yeah. So, remember, be kind to one another. Don't let the season of love and compassion end because we're almost out of the month of January. Okay? Keep it up. Keep showing that love and compassion.
You guys have a wonderful evening. Don't
forget to send well wishes and prayers for Willow across the pond at Homestead in the Highlands.
TJ, send us an email.
And remember, recycle, reuse, repurpose, keep things out of the landfill. And that gives our wildlife a chance. Don't forget, talk to those county commissioners. Get them to revitalize downtowns instead of taking out forest and woodland areas to build a strip mall that'll be vacant in less than a decade. Okay, guys, don't forget tomorrow night, back here for our weekly live show. And we'll see you guys tomorrow night.
Yep.
Thanks.
Have a good evening.